I've been given this opportunity to speak on the actual name, Kohira. It's two words. Kohi is the verb, which means to collect or together. The second word is Ra. And we share this word for day. We share this also to acknowledge the sun. So Kohira is about capturing. Ra is the sun. So what we're doing is capturing the energy of the sun and harnessing it.
I'm going to say a few words about our journey and talk a little bit about the history of the project from our point of view and the things that we've gone through as a team to get this far. It's been 4 years for us as a company, but I'm going to take you back through a bit of time. It was 30 years ago this month when the New Zealand government decided to deregulate electricity, and I had the good fortune of being part of the committee to write the rules for that. We didn't quite know why we were doing all of the things we were doing, all of the nuances, and we are using almost all of those rules today to build this company. What an arc that is. Interestingly, it was 15 years ago when solar looked completely impossible to build in New Zealand. It was 10 times more expensive than it is today. It was the will of the manufacturers in China who were committed to building scale, and it was the will of the people that believed in renewable energy to continue to buy it even though it was very expensive, to get us to the point where we're 10 times cheaper, and it is the cheapest form of electricity you can make. That was only 15 years ago. 3 years ago, Patricia, Lee, Daniel and I were standing on this exact spot, seeing this beautiful paddock out in front of us with not much there except some dreams. And here we are, 3 years later, to talk about the story. It seems like a long time, but really in the course of time, it's just a blink of an eye.
100 years ago, this area was a lake, and then it became a swamp, and then it became farmland. And it was hard to imagine standing here in December last year that it could ever be a lake, but I can tell you we saw it as a lake again. It's just a huge testament to the mahi of everybody who's been involved to push through that, to look after the whenua on the way through, to reinstate the whenua and to deliver what we have today.
It was about a year ago. The cyclone was raging and we were starting construction here, and we were a bit worried about, can we fulfill the promise to build this project within a year? And somehow, some way, all of the people, when it got really tough, just got tougher. And we did build this project in a year. We pretty much met the schedule within a few weeks, and I think that's something that needs to be noted. It's the first project of this kind in the country, and with all of the challenges of the weather, the learning curve, we really were inventing new ways to do new things, and to be able to still meet the schedule is truly a remarkable achievement.
I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Andrew Gilhooly. I lead Trina's utility solutions business for Asia Pacific. I've been to some pretty amazing places in my time, but man, I've got to say this is the absolute topper for me in that entire time. This is a true honour for Trina on this momentous occasion. Just a brief summary: 61,000 bifacial panels that generate on the front and the back, with our Vanguard 2P intelligent tracking system delivering about 55 gigawatt hours of carbon-free solar energy to the Kaitaia region. And I mentioned that the tracker is 2P, that means 2 in portrait, and that's, we think, important for the New Zealand market, any market where agriculture is an important contributor to the local economy and where there's not an abundance of land. So anywhere where you can really co-locate the solar and maintain the agricultural amenity of the existing land is a huge value add. You may have seen the vegetation maintenance technicians wandering around earlier, and they were wearing white fluffy jackets. It was quickly apparent that Lodestone were really true visionaries in spotting this huge opportunity and gap in the market.
We're currently standing in the middle of a piece of energy infrastructure which is powering the entire region of Kaitaia. When you're standing in the middle of the field, all you can hear are birds, bugs, and the wind. It's an amazingly peaceful experience, and I think this is a testament to really what people have been achieving with modern society for the last 100, 200, 300 years. So it's a pretty inspirational thing, and it's been a ton of work from our whole team, but there's been 2, then 3, then 5, then ultimately 15 people who have been tirelessly working within Lodestone to make this happen. So thank you to the Lodestone team, and thank you to everyone who's been a part of the construction of this, because it was not easy, and we appreciate all of that.
You know, we've got a dream that is now a reality, and I think you deserve it. You've got the leadership position in this market, and I think you'll keep it. And I'd have to say you've earned it.